right, everybody. So welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, so real quick, I want to do like an official type little, like I'm gonna play the little thing, and then we're gonna do the official introduction to bring on the final keynoter of tonight. But do me a favor, how many of you guys enjoyed the metaverse? I hope you did. It was amazing, right? Did y'all have fun? I know y'all have fun because I enjoyed too and stuff like that too. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this and then bring on our final keynote of today. Well, hello everybody, Taria Vision Avant here, and I am so excited to bring on our final speaker of the evening. This is the young lady I had a chance to partner with her over 6 months ago, and this has just been an extraordinary journey. She is an incredible leader, guys. I can tell you. I mean, I have paid attention to how she has been able to keep her authors motivated, keep her speakers excited, and now guess what? She has a book published. To Teach or Not to Teach is an inspiring book that I know is truly dedicated with giving you guys an understanding of being in the classroom or not, making a decision to stay in or not, and hearing different perspectives of educators from all over the US. Guys, she is not only a mommy, a wife, an incredible woman, an educator, but she also has her own book publishing business. And for those of you guys who want to be able to turn your story and put it into a book, baby, that is what she does. So I am so excited to announce, and I want everybody to give a round of applause or throw a GIF up in the chat, an excited screaming GIF for our keynote headline speaker, the lady of the hour, Shanine Young. Let's give it up, let's give it up, let's give it.
Woo! Oh my gosh, that was such an amazing introduction. I love it. Thank you, Taria. Thank you guys so much. Oh, I see y'all blowing up the chat. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Thank you guys. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Y'all been here for a little minute. And listen, I'm gonna bring it on home. I'm gonna encourage you guys. I'm gonna empower you guys, and I'm gonna share this keynote speech that's really on my heart because it's such an important topic for me. So I'm ready. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my PowerPoint because, as you know, as Delisha says, some of us are visual, some of us are auditory learners. So the teacher in me wants to make sure we got you all right. We got you all right. So, as I said, I'm going to talk to you today about why your story matters and why you just need to go ahead and write that book, right? So, Taria already talked about it just a little bit, but you need to go ahead and just write that book. And I'm going to encourage you and show you why your story matters in case you're like, I don't know, does it? All right. But first, I want to get a gauge of who all is in here, who I'm talking to. So, if you are an author already, you already published a book, go ahead and drop author in the chat. So if you published the book already, go ahead and drop author in the chat for me, please. You have a published book out there. All right. And if you are an author to be, right? If you are author to be, then go ahead and drop author to be for me in the chat, please. So go ahead and drop author to be. Okay. Okay. So I see y'all. I see y'all out here because I want to see who I'm speaking to so I can get a better, idea as far as, where you guys are at. So I love it. Thank you guys so much for, just participating and dropping that below. So let's get into it because we want to know. We want to know. And I'm better known as your favorite author coach, right? And I'm here to remind you and let you know today, in case you do not know, that your story matters, right? So everything that you have gone through in your life to this point, it matters, right? I don't want you to think like, it's not that deep, or maybe it's not important because so-and-so went through this or this. No, your story matters. Who you are, what has shaped you into the person you are today, it matters. Every single phase of your life, everything you've gone through, it matters. So I want to encourage you with that. All right. So now you might be wondering, well, why do you say that? I say that for a couple of reasons, and I'm going to break them down. All right. So your story matters because guess what? no one else has your story, right? So no one else has your story. No one can tell your story the way that you can tell it. No one has gone through the same experiences that you have experienced, right? So your story might be, so Gabby's story might be a little similar to Kay's, but guess what? Just like we all have our own fingerprint, right? Like our story is unique. So the reason why it matters is because like no one else has it. So that should be something where you should be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm important because you are, in case you don't know. Okay. So let me tell you another reason why I would say your story matters, right? And this one's pretty close to me because I know it's so important, right? Your story matters and it's important because it can impact and it can inspire someone else, right? So I know some of y'all in here have witnessed this. You might have been impacted or inspired by just hearing about someone's story, by seeing someone, and what they have gone through. And guess what? That's the same for you as well. Someone may be looking at your life, maybe looking like, wow, she did that, he did that, you overcame that, or you were able to take this step to get to this point, and that can impact them in a way that you can't even imagine, right? So whether you have doubts about, whether your story is worth telling or how valuable it is, I want you to really start exploring some of the ways, right? And some of the reasons as to why it really matters. So I'm giving you some, but guess what? Y'all can come up with your own reasons as well as to why your story matters. But I really, really want to encourage you guys with that. All right. So now I want you to take a look at this slide and I want you to think about like how many of you have experienced, like how many of these things and how many of them have you experienced. So let's just look at them real quick. So I know some of y'all need to count, right? So betrayal, loss of a loved one, divorce, financial freedom, divine partnerships where it's just like, oh yes, like I definitely needed to connect with that person. Toxic work environment, listen, Tajiri talked about that earlier. How many of y'all experienced that? Spiritual neglect, unexplainable favor where you're just like, whoa, how did this happen, right? Trauma, maybe even homelessness, right? So every single one of you in here, you might not be able to relate to all of these things in this box, in these boxes. However, how many of these, if you can count, how many of these would you say like, yeah, I've experienced that, I've experienced that? So it might be 3, it might be 4, it might be 5. I want y'all to drop the numbers, count it up. Y'all probably thinking real hard like, what have I experienced, right? Count them up and just drop it. And the fact that I wrote some things that are kind of like hard, hard to deal with. And for some of you, it might be hard for you to talk about in regards to your story. But some of these are also really, really good things as well, where it's like, whoa, wow, that was amazing. I can't believe that happened. Okay. So just count it up because guess what? When it comes to your story, it doesn't always, and people think this too. Whenever I encourage them, like, yeah, your story matters, share that. If you want to write a book one day, you can. They think it always has to be about something negative. Like, no, it doesn't always have to be negative. Like, what part of your story do you want to share? Right? Okay, so we see some numbers coming in. We have 7, we have 8. I'm loving the participation, y'all. And some of y'all are sitting there thinking, I'm like, I'm still counting. I love it. But thank you guys. When you figure out your number, go ahead and drop it in the chat for us. Okay, so you might be wondering, okay, this person, she's telling me my story matters. She's telling me to share it. She's causing me to think about some of the things that I've gone through and experienced. But what's her story? So y'all want to know my story? Y'all want to know my story? If y'all want to know my story, go ahead and drop what's your story. Drop that for me in the chat, then I'll tell y'all. But if you don't drop that, I ain't gonna tell y'all. Okay. So go ahead and drop what's your story in the chat because I think it's important for you to know, the person that's speaking to you and what's their story. So I'm gonna go ahead and okay, I see y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and share my story, a little bit of my story. All right. So y'all see this little girl on the left? That's not me, but I'm just pretending like that's me as a child. So growing up as a child, I was like really shy. So can y'all believe that? Or y'all like, girl, you lying. I was really shy to the point where when my dad would bring me around his side of the family, there were several occasions where I would attend like his family gatherings and they'll ask him, they'll be like, um, is she mute? Like, can she speak? Y'all, they would ask him like, is she mute? Can she talk? Like something was wrong with me because I was so shy, like growing up. I And I think it was depending on who I was around sometimes, but I wasn't as outgoing as I am now. It was like a process, right? So that was me growing up, right? And I put this picture on here. She said, hard to believe. Okay, Yolanda, I put this picture on here with me graduating. I graduated from the illustrious, the beautiful Florida A&M University. Go Rattlers. I don't know if there's any Rattlers in here, but yes. I graduated from an amazing HBCU, and this is a picture of me graduating. And I put this on here because going to college really was something that I feel like it's an important part of my story that I always have to touch on, because it's that moment where I started to discover my voice even more. So yeah, going through middle school and high school, I started to, become a little confident. I started dabbling in music and poetry and stuff like that. But in college, I had this encounter. I don't know if y'all had encounters, but I had an encounter, I would say, with God. And he really just started to show me a lot of things. I started to become more confident in who I was. I started mentoring women. I started doing different things. So that really helped me to find my voice. And from then, I it I'll share in the next slide. From that, yes, fam, I love it, I love it, I love it. So from then, let me show y'all a little bit more about my story. From then, I went on to teaching. After I graduated college, I went on to teach. I taught with the program. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. It's called City Year. So I taught in the inner city schools. I was mentoring the kids, right? And then I was like, ooh, because y'all, I didn't go to school for this. I went to school for healthcare management. Anyone in healthcare in here? I went to school for healthcare management, right? So for me to get from there to go to education, it was like, this is literally God. Like, no. So the picture on the left right there is my classroom. I taught in that classroom about seven years. I taught in middle school in Deerfield, Florida, and I loved it. I loved it. And within I believe my 5th year of teaching, I started working on my book. I published my first book, as you can see in the second picture right there. It was called Reaching While Teaching, An Educator's Guide to Impacting and Transforming Lives. It did really well, really successful, got it all over, got into bookstores, did a lot with it, right? And I was like, ooh, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. And then people started reaching out to me, y'all. They were like, well, can you help me? So I decided, I was like, you know what? Let me turn this into a course. Then it turned into a coaching program. And then I created the Books to Impact coaching program, right? And just started to help people make an impact using their story. Because I realized that once I found my voice and once I realized that my story was important, I decided to help others do the same. So right here, the picture in the middle, Freedom Over Fear, that was our recent collaboration book. Before this one, I did a collaboration book with business owners from all around the world, right? Where we shared, how we overcame fear and how we were able to, walk in our purpose and start these businesses and grow it. And from there, it's just been all God. I've been in schools, back in the classroom, right? Just in a different way. I've been in schools with my books, then I helped my daughter right here. Y'all see my baby girl right here to the bottom, right? I helped my daughter publish her first book. So I've been all around as well, touring with her, especially this year. I'm like, ooh, man, like we have to take a pause on your business. So touring with her and helping her to help the others, kids and students find their voice and understand that their story and what makes them unique and what makes them different is important, because dealing with having food allergies was a lot on us as parents, especially as she was a younger child, because it was crazy. Like she couldn't sleep like for more than like 2-3 hours sometimes, because she was always itching, and it was very difficult for us to figure out all the 30 foods that she's allergic to. And we didn't really figure that out until she was 2 years old. But we knew, woman's intuition. We knew a few things, whether the doctors would tell us or not, right? So it's just been an amazing journey. I've been helping my clients publish books. The picture right there to the left is one of my clients. Helped her have a successful book launch. She brought me to her city to help her with her launch. And I just love the fact that this all started with me walking in my purpose. It started with me understanding that, yeah, my voice matters and my story matters. And I can choose, because there's some of you that might be thinking, yeah, I don't want to share that part of my story yet, right? So share with the part that you want to share, right? So I first started out sharing my educational journey. Then it went on to, my business journey, right? So we all have different parts of our story, and they're all important. So you decide what part you want to share, right? All right. So now I'm going to tell you, right? Yes, generational wealth. Thank you. I love it. I love it. Oh, hey, Daphne. I see you guys in the chat. I'm loving it. Thank y'all for interacting in the chat. So I want to tell you, in case you're like, well, okay, my story's important now. Well, why should I write this book? Okay. Why should you write a book? I'm going to tell you a few reasons why you should write a book if you have not already written a book. I know earlier I asked you guys, who were authors to be up in here. And I saw a lot of you guys said that you guys are authors. You guys are authors to be. So I love it. I love it. Almost authors. Yes. All right. So why should you write a book? Let me tell you the first reason. You should write a book and share your story because it can increase your confidence, number one. This is one of my clients right here, Nisha. Y'all, she has such a powerful story. She was actually inside of one of the collaboration books we did. And she decided that she wanted to face her fears and tell her story, right? She had a highly successful book launch. She's been booking speaking engagements ever since. But it took her being able to open up about some of the things she's gone through, right? Her story is, it's a little more touchy than, most people. Like, she dealt with trauma and different things in her life. And she said that once she became like a published author, she said her confidence just came out of nowhere. She even went as far as, if you see the picture on the left, she had her own book launch because she was way in Arizona. Like, all the other authors were able to come to the local book launch that we did, but she had to have her own. She didn't really know much about planning that route. I was able to assist her and help her, but guess what? I wasn't able to be there because she was way in Arizona. So the fact that she became an author, the fact that she opened up and shared her story, she said that it really encouraged her and increased her confidence. So if you're wondering, man, should I write that book? Yes, a book is definitely a way to help you increase your confidence because guess what? You get some type of recognition and people are like, wow, that's amazing, right? So I want to encourage you, if you're straddling the fence, you're like, I don't know, I think I want to write a book. Go ahead. This is your sign today. Your favorite author coach told you, go ahead and write that book. All right, so what else? Why else should you write a book? Let me tell you another reason. Writing a book can definitely help you increase your credibility and increase your income. Okay, go ahead and drop the money bag sign. If you can deal with adding a few extra dollars in your pocket. If you're like, I'm good, I don't need no extra dollars, then you don't got to drop it. But drop the little money bag icon or GIF or anything that represents money. If you can benefit from having a few extra dollars in your pocket. And I saw someone mention earlier generational wealth. Yeah, so this is one of my she's a partner of mine. She was a client of mine. She, like, it's just crazy, like the connection, like the divine connection and the partnership and how it came about. Like, y'all, we met online. I don't know if y'all have some good internet friends, people you meet online, you're like, wow. And then when you finally meet in person, it's just instant connection, right? So she joins our project, and within, y'all, she's one of the people, she's on it. She's not gonna waste time. She worked it out. Okay, I see the money bags. Okay, I see y'all, right? So she, within her first 24 hours, after following some of the strategies, after doing some of the marketing tips we showed her to do, because I'm real big on doing things online, content, and also offline marketing strategies as well. She was like, yeah, she was like, wow. She was like, she made $1,000 within the first 24 hours, and then she went on to continue to sell her books. And guess what? She didn't stop there. She leveraged her books. She leveraged her books, right? She included it. I told her different ways. Yeah, include that thing in your coaching program, whatever you want. Like, don't just, some people publish a book, they put it on the shelf and they think that that's it. No, there's a lot that you can be doing with your book even after it's published, right? So she was able to make thousands of dollars from her book even after the launch, after it was published, after we had our event and everything, right? And she's consistently and continuously using it in her programs and finding different ways, right? And she also has a powerful story of how she overcame fear and just a lot of things that she was, that she shared in her chapter. She's a money mindset coach. She's amazing, y'all. She would get you right, Latoya. So definitely a book can help you increase your credibility, because when people see, guess what? When they saw, like, oh, you have a book? Okay, cool. They wanted to learn more about her program. They wanted to see, okay, how can you connect? So it increases your credibility, because guess what? You're not going to write a book about something, well, you shouldn't, hopefully. Nobody in here will. Write a book about something you have no clue on, or you're not an expert in, or you have no experience on, right? So let's keep that in mind. All right. So the last reason I want to share as to why you should write a book is it can increase your impact. So right here, let me explain the picture right here. This person on here to the left, her name is Ashley. She is an amazing business owner. She has a candle business called Sensible Sister. I partnered with her a few times. Y'all, when she told me she read one of my books, she was like, what did she tell me? She messaged me. She even made a post about it. And she was just like, wow. She was having kind of like a hard time in her business at that time. And she's like, man, just reading the forward, just reading like the first chapter. Like, she's like, it really encouraged me and it pushed me. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. So writing a book, you sharing what you have gone through, you sharing your story can impact someone else, because it impacted her to the point where she had to go out of her way, make a post about it. She had to go out of her way and message me about it, right? So all the other authors, she was inspired as well. So it can impact people. And look at Gabby. Y'all know, y'all see Gabby all in the chat. She hyped, she been engaging. Gabby's one of my clients as well. She is amazing. She published a daily life planner. And when I tell you, her planner is impacting so many people. It's helping them become organized. It's helping them, find that balance and understand, I might be a busy parent. I might be a busy teacher. I might be, whatever profession you might be in, but you still have to be organized and balanced. So she's making an impact, right, with her book. So I just wanted to just share that with you guys. If you're thinking, well, I know my story matters, but why should I write a book? Those are just three reasons, right? So think about them 3 reasons. Hopefully you resonated with one of them, right? I hope so. All right. So now, do you guys want to know how you can get started with writing your book? If y'all want to know that, I need you to write get started. Get started in the chat. So do you want to know how can you get started? So now you know, okay, my story matters. Okay, I know I need to write a book, but how can I get started, right? I'm going to tell you a few things on what you can do to get started, but y'all got to let me know. Y'all got to let me know how you, if y'all want to know, y'all got to let me know. Okay? Yes, I'm loving it. Thank you guys. I love y'all interaction. I'm all for it. All right, so how can you get started? All right, number 1, you got to be clear. If you're saying to yourself, you have a book inside you, you want to write this book, you have to be clear. Number 1 is be clear. So you can't be one of those people that just say, yeah, I'm going to write a book. It's going to be for everyone. No. You need to be clear on who is this book for? Who do you want to be impacted? And what type of impact do you want them to have from this book, right? So do you want to help single moms? You want to help them, figure out how to balance, how to navigate in this world or whatnot, right? So be specific. Sometimes we think like if we niche down and if we're really clear and we say, oh, this book is only for this group of people, then that's going to limit our sales. No, guess what? It's going to make sure that specific audience that needs it is going to be gravitated and attracted to it. But if you're trying to speak to everybody and you're saying, oh, this book going to help every single person on this planet, nah. And something you'll find out is what people fail to realize. Even if you say your book is for single mothers or whoever it might be, or it's for educators or it's for coaches, right? There's gonna be people outside of that audience that want to connect with you, that still want to purchase the book, right? I'm not sure if y'all noticed that, but I've noticed that as well, right? So I want to encourage you to really be clear, right? Be clear. That's the first thing. So basically, something you can do if you're a note taker, you're like, oh, give me a little more practical tips, right? Because I'm Miss Queen Practicality. Write down 1 sentence to summarize your book's big picture idea. So like, what's the big picture? What do you want people to get from the book? So that's the first thing you need to do. All right. So let me get through this real quick. The second thing you need to do is create an outline. Create an outline. So don't just leave it to chance. Say, oh, I'm going to write a book about this. No. Okay. Create an outline. Write down like the main topics or the main points that you want this book to be about, right? Because there's some of y'all that are sitting on books that you were supposed to write from over 5 years ago, but I ain't even gonna talk about that right now, right? So write down the main topics or the main points, and then once you write those down, turn those points into chapters. Like make them be the title of the chapters, and even if you go back and tweak the title, that's fine. But just make sure you you separate that and make those into chapters. Once you do that, now you want to add specific points or details that you want to discuss in each of those chapters, right? So that's just a quick way to get started on an outline, okay? Number 3, after you do that, you want to create some writing goals. You want to create a writing schedule, right? So maybe you're like, okay, I want to write a book that's 10,000 words, or I want 15,000 words book, right? You have to create goals. Like, so how many words you want to write, each week, or, each day, right? You have to create specific goals and you have to create a writing schedule, because if you just leave it to by chance, trust me, it's not going to happen. So figure out like when is your best time to write. Are you a morning person? Are you a night person? Like decide like what works best for you, right? And then you got to just go ahead and do it. Okay? Outline skeleton. Thank you. All right. So after you do that, now you want to create a marketing plan, right? And I'm not just a person like a publisher that's just gonna be like, yeah, just get the book done. No, I help my clients not just publish book, but I help them sell their books as well. So something that's big is if you call yourself, yeah, you're trying to write this book, you're trying to put this book out, you have to make sure you have your marketing plan in place, right? So you want to set some goals, like where do you want to see your book? Do you want it to be do you want to like get certain interviews? Do you want your books to be sold in schools and library? Like create like what's your main goal? So of course, like don't be writing down 10,000 things, right? Because it's hard to focus when your mind and your brain is scattered, right? So what's your main goals? And then you want to identify your audience, of course. Understand like what makes you different, what makes you unique, like what's your competitive advantage. And you want to create your elevator pitch, of course. You want to pick the right strategy that works for you, because there's some of you that will realize when it comes to creating a marketing plan, a strategy, like what might work for Sally is not going to work for you, right? So you have to make sure you choose the right strategy for you. Set your budget. That's important, right? Set your budget. And then you want to set a timeline. When do you want to have these things done? And when you want to have, when you want to make it happen. And of course, you got to keep writing. Don't stop. Get it. Keep writing. You have to keep writing, right? So don't just get started. You have your goals, you have your timeline, and then you just like give up. No, keep writing. Keep writing until you are finished, right? You got to get it done by any means necessary. Any means necessary. So I put some things on the screen for you in case you're like, yeah, I'm writing, but it's not working. Maybe you got to change the tool you use. Google Docs, you can use that. Microsoft Words, if you like. You see the young lady talking to her phone, you could, if you're like you like to speak it out, go ahead and just open up the voice memo app in your phone and just do it like that. Record yourself. You could even use, there's a platform called Reedsy, Reedsy, and it can help you separate it into chapters, and it can even help you typeset the book as well. If you want to go ahead and get a ghostwriter, y'all see the picture of the ghostwriter there? You want to get a ghostwriter? That's something you could do as well. There's an app called Otter that can help you transcribe. There's a lot, y'all, and I have a wealth of knowledge to share with y'all as well. If you're like, I'm struggling with getting it done, there are different tools, there are different things you can use to get this book done if you are really serious and if you really understand that your story matters. Okay. All right. And go ahead and just after it's done, after you've written it, okay, you got to get it published, right? Or you got to get it printed, right? There's different ways you can go about doing it. If you want to use Amazon, you want to use Ingram Sparks, you want to use Barnes & Noble, Lulu, there's a lot more, but those are just four that I'm going to share with y'all today, right? So if you want to go ahead and get the books printed, you want to get them published, go ahead and figure out what works best for you. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. So now I need you guys to go ahead and drop 1 through 10 for me in the chat. Like how, after hearing all of this, after, going through this presentation, like how confident are you that your story matters? On a scale of 1 to 10, y'all tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, can you tell me, how confident are you that your story matters? Because I'm very confident. Right? I'm very confident that your story matters, but I want to know, are y'all confident? Let me see if y'all confident in here. Okay. How confident are you? Okay. We got a 10. Okay. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So I just wanted to share, guys. Yes, I still see y'all dropping it. I understand. I love it. I've helped countless of authors, understand that their story matters. Some of them join this project again, and I've helped them before in their own project. So that's just exciting for me to see as well, because they understand that even though, yeah, they got this one book already, guess what? It's another book in them, because guess what? There's different parts of their story that they may want to share now, right? So all of these authors here, they understood that, their story mattered. They understood that, the world needs to hear, they need to be impacted by the things that we have gone through, the things that we have experienced that have shaped us into who we are today. So I just want to say that I thank you guys for just listening, just engaging, just interacting. And I want to know, like, are you ready? Are you ready to write that book and impact the world with your story? So, are you ready? Are you ready? Like, I want to know, are you guys ready? Because I see so much greatness. I see so many different people up in here. I see so much greatness. And I want to be inspired by your story. The person to the left want to be inspired by your story. So I want to encourage you to go ahead and write that book. Go ahead and publish that book if you have not already. If there's another book inside of you, then go ahead and birth that thing. Because yes, books, I saw someone comment earlier, books can open a door of opportunities for you. But guess what? You got to be willing to share your story. You got to be willing to put in the work. And I know each and every one of you, you are able, you are more than capable. And I want to encourage you guys to do that today. So for thank you so much for just listening to this presentation. I hope this was helpful for y'all. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you'll be applying any of the things that I said. And you can, if you want a free book outline template where you can literally walk through your thoughts and get it organized and figure out, how you're going to organize this book, I do have that available for you. And I will be emailing that out to all of you guys who have, attended this, have engaged, have participated. And I would love to speak with you. If you're like, I'm ready. I got to get this book published, Janine. I'm ready. Then all you have to do is go to books2impact.com and we can hop on a free 20-minute author strategy session where we can, figure out what direction you need to go in and how to get this book done. All right. So that's all I have. That's all I have for y'all. I hope y'all ready to make this impact. Go ahead and just drop impact in the chat if you are ready to make this impact. Let's go.
Well, all right, Shanine, I love to hear it. Guys. For those of you, I've been seeing some chats on social media. For those of you guys who are watching on social media and you want to connect with Shanine and learn more about how she is helping you to get your story done, you want to make sure that you go to toteachornottoteach.org. To teach or not to teach.org. She is ready to help you guys and schedule that free session with her. Okay. Well, listen, we're gonna get ready to do some last final giveaways, baby. And then guess what? I got a gift. I got some good stuff. I know y'all not ready to go home, and neither are we, right? So we're going to have some more fun. But real quick, let me go ahead and pull back up Shanine, y'all. She did amazing with that keynote signature talk. I'm seeing so much conversation in the chat. I love it. Impact. Look, girl, they high. High in excitement over here. Yolanda, Dory, Natasha, Shireen, Paulette, Victoria, Gabriella, Daphne, Tabatso. That's my sister in Botswana. So you got some international here. Delisha. And you know what I love so much about this? Can I just say this on Black History Month and then next month? What's next month? Is it Women's Business?
Women's History.
Women's History. Okay, Can we talk about this real quick? We both are kind of in similar spaces, right? And one thing that I love so much is that she partnered with us, and I didn't even know you had done previous collaboration projects on your own before. And so thank you for trusting our company, but thank you so much for understanding the value in proper collaboration, y'all. In this month where we got to be working together, whether we are Black and brown or we are women, okay? We can effectively work together because by yourself, you can impact 1,000, but together, us two, we can impact 10,000 plus, okay? So thank you so much for trusting us. Let's go ahead and do the giveaway, darlings. So what are the two giveaways again? What do we have?
Is it my giveaway?
Yes, darling.
Okay, I was like, wait, what's left? Okay, because I know we had that gift card from Angela. I don't know if we gave that away.
Yes,
but
we did.
We did. Okay, cool. All right, so I will be giving away a signed copy of my book, Freedom Over Fear: The Business Owner's Guide to Achieving Financial Freedom. So we'll be giving that away. Also, we'll be giving away a USB microphone that you can use for streaming, you can use for podcasts, you can use for recording, y'all. Get you right, get that quality crisp. So those are the two items I'll be giving away.
Yes, y'all. Listen, y'all. For those of y'all who's streaming, you got to have a microphone, okay? Not for what they call that. They say it's ASM or whatever. Not for that. but for quality audio, okay? Because I'm telling you, it's going to change. Listen, virtual events are not going anywhere. So, okay, let's go ahead and do the first spin. Do, 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 do. Look at that. Yes, congratulations to Victoria Blocker. You have won the book. Congratulations, darling. All righty then. Okay, hold on one second. One second, one second, one second, one second. All right. Did I put it in there? I think I did. Hold on. I was just making sure. Hold up. Okay. All right, let's go for the next one. All right, all right. Okay, go ahead, Shanine. You pronounce that name.
You know what? Qualfie Bradley.
There we
Yeah.
go, Coffee. Okay, I was gonna let her. Maybe she do Coffee. So congratulations. Okay, so you have won the USB microphone, and then of course we have Victoria with the copy of the book. All right, my darlings. Well, listen. So hold on, I'm just writing down. All right. Okay, you guys. So listen, I this is going to be a fun moment right now. We're going to get ready to do something fun, Shanine. So in the conference, for those of y'all watching on social, this is the last time because we about to end the broadcast on streaming. So right now, Shanine, at the top, you guys have gotten used to going to different areas. Well, we're not going to do that necessarily. Go to the schedule. There's an arrow that you can click on to point to get up out of here, right? So there's an arrow right beside where it says live, where it'll allow you to exit out. When you click on the arrow, it's going to ask, do you want to leave the session? You'll go ahead and click yes. Then what you want to do, at the top, there's going to be a tab that says lounge. So you'll see where it says reception, where you'll be in the main reception, or you'll see where it says lounge. If you click on lounge, guys, you're going to see there's 3 tables that have the names of our keynote speakers, okay, in case you want to hang out with them. So we have Shanine's table, we've got Delicia's table, and we have Tajiri's table, okay? And so if you guys want to connect, and I don't know if they're going to necessarily be, but that's going to be the table. Y'all can maybe have a conversation on the topic that they spoke on, whatever it is. Now, tables are limited, so it is first come, first serve. And then we have 2 more tables that are called Meet the Authors. And so any of our authors will pop into them tables, and you guys can kind of just hang out. You know how you have like the tables at a conference, you know, the round tables? Well, that's exactly what this is. It gives you guys a chance to further connect and hang out, okay? So go over to the lounge, guys, and kick it with our fellow authors, kick it with our fellow attendees. We have had well over, I think we ended up at over 210 registrants for this conference. So shout out to Shanine as well as all of the ladies. And now it is time to wrap it up. So make sure that you guys reach out to every single one of the authors. Make sure that you connect with our keynote speakers. And I guess we'll see you guys on the next conference. But before we do, I got to make sure that I bring on Shanine real quick to say some last and parting words. But y'all, I see people already going over to the lounge. So y'all can go to the lounge now. Y'all ain't got to wait. But if Shanine wants to say any last and parting words, I know that she also has an announcement that she wanted to share with you guys. So let's bring on the lady of the hour. It has been a privilege hosting this with you guys. I appreciate you, love you, and I'm out. Shanine, the mic is yours.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you guys all for joining. This was an amazing conference. Definitely. Whew. I was like, wow, my mind was blown. I love the conversation. I loved how engaged. Whew, y'all need to clap it up for yourselves. Y'all that are in the audience, you guys have been so engaged. You guys have been commenting and connecting with us. And I'm hyped to connect with you guys even more over there in the lounge. So yes, our exciting announcement. Y'all, was this good? Would y'all like to meet some of these co-authors in person? Would y'all like to meet us? Would you guys like to, hear from us and see us live, get the copies signed by all of us? Yes. If that's something y'all would want to happen, guess what is happening? We are having the To Teach or Not to Teach conference live in Atlanta on May 6th. Yes, so I am so excited. So definitely we'll be emailing out some more information for those who are interested in attending, and we will definitely get that information. But please save that date, May 6th, 2023. This is nobody else have heard it. So y'all should feel special. Y'all the first to hear about it, right? So we cannot wait. We cannot wait to take pictures with you guys, to speak with you guys, to connect with you guys. There'll be opportunities for you guys as well, especially those of you guys who have businesses. So you definitely want to pull up and come through. And thank you to all of the amazing authors of this book. Thank you guys for just believing in this project, believing in this vision, and being able to, just partner with us on it. And I just know that there's going to be amazing things, even more amazing things that, that come about from this book and from this project. Because listen, this was a God-given, vision. So I'm so proud of all of you guys. Thank you guys, for those of you who are watching at home, for taking time out of y'all schedule on a Saturday to rock with us and to hang with us. We appreciate that. So please connect with me on Instagram, Reaching While Teaching. Send me a message as well if you're interested in connecting even more. Reaching While Teaching on Instagram. Send me a message and I got you guys. But I'm so excited for the impact that you guys are already making, and I'm excited to help you make even more impact. So thank you guys. Y'all have a blessed Saturday. Meet me over in the lounge.